composition minus the Elise and the Callista.
Yep.
Their solo lanes have a lot of room to grow, but it also has amazing zone control. This entire composition, you can set up zones, you have a lot of knock-up in CC to actually have a team fight. This is a counter-engage composition, though. You most likely will not be going into them unless you get a good hook or a pick.
Yeah, the way to play it is literally just wall off the backline as Malphite goes in. But even then, I think Twitch can usually outrange that. Bjergsen on Fizz can get over that, throw his Orca over at least to buy himself some time. Tidal Wave, again, against slow-moving champions like Anivia, Tidal Wave is really like, solid from Nami. So, yeah, options on both team sides. Just need to see how they play the early game.
Feels like room to outplay if you're a Fire or North American supporter.
Very little wave clear though on the side of Fire. If they do get behind, Fizz doesn't play very well from behind. Kindred has a tiny bit, Twitch with ulti, but like if you're getting siege upon by the Anivia, like Anivia Q, Thresh, Hook, Elise Cocoon, zoning ultimate, zoning barrels, definitely siege advantage in terms of ice.
Yeah, this seems like NA, Fire. They want to play basically how they played yesterday. Roam around the map, just have these skirmishes, free up Bjergsen on Fizz, and just go everywhere. But Ice is doing exactly the opposite. They drafted for late game. They lost in the late game yesterday. Now they're trying to shore up that weakness and see that they have some power there.
Well, yesterday we did see the IWC squad pick up some solo kills. And take a look at the team comps on your screen. Who do you think is going to pick up those 100 points? Hashtag Ice win or hashtag Fire win. Kobe and Deficio, I hope you're listening. That is how you deliver a hashtag line.
I mean, it's easy if it's on the screen.
You
can read,
so.
Trevor. Congratulations.
I can read, but Deficio unfortunately cannot. We will have to teach him to read English, not Danish. But that is a task for another day. We're loading up onto the Rift. It is Ice taking on Fire, CIS taking on NA.
Oh man, the Kindred mark coming off on Kira immediately, right into the death note there for him. Meteos. I want to see how he plays this Kindred out, because Kindred has so much early pressure. You hit level 2, you can jump around a ton. You hit level 3, you can pretty much gank and skirmish anybody in the game extraordinarily well, including Elise. You have a lot of ways to dodge the cocoon and a lot of ways to outplay her and deal with spiraling simultaneously.
Interesting mid lane matchup here, as we see a bit of a face check. Afram was hiding. He doesn't want to skill bubble early, so he's just going to double stun from. Yep. It's the mark. Great Anivia player. Let's go through. Double proc. But the difference here is that Bjergsen is running a corruption potion. So he wants very well timed harass. And it can work. In this matchup, it's most beneficial for the Anivia to hold the Q. Because if you launch it, Fizz can always counter-engage by getting up on the pole and then slide down, just harass you. So you really want to kind of wait for that to happen and then re-engage with the Q, put him in a stun, wall him off technically, use your minions to your advantage.
I'm going to keep my eyes on Smurf, running that Grasp of the Undying Gangplank up in the top lane. Play for the sustain, keep himself healthy and farming away. Meteos will try to get into that lane to counter gank or deal with Tamashka. And at least there's going to be a lot of options available to him because there's hard CC and tons of damage in every lane.
And the way this early game seems to be playing out is that Doublelift and Afram will being team players, leeching for Meteos, while Lex and Dimonko, they're saying, well, we just want XP for lane, so they're doing the Krugs. They will have an XP advantage. Mind you, it's not as large as it used to be. Because of the way the jungle has changed, that you now get bonus experience from the jungle items, so the base experience on these camps has been lowered.
Yeah, they're still going to pick up a lot of experience, though. They didn't miss a single creep here. If they can catch that EXP, they'll actually get a level advantage if they walk up and just get it here.
Good trading from Doublelift, though. The hook needs to come out here.
So damage. The Ray comes down. Summoner heals are used. That's a flash away from Doublelift. First blood secured by Aframu. Doublelift will follow. Supportful combat. Yado is going to be so happy. Demonko is going to flay Afro away.
Watch out.
For more. The death sentence does not find the fishy business. And the emblem flies up for Fire.
Ah, just Demonko he didn't prop the W passive from the Callista early enough, and then later on he just didn't realize that Aframu was standing in 6 creeps. Here's exactly what we were talking about. If you use an offensive Q, Bjergsen will jump over, but gotta go back to that trade. Demonko, he could have obliterated Aframu because he was stuck in minions. When 6 range creeps are helping you, just whack away on the enemy support, just fight it out, duke it out.
Not this time.
Yeah, Lex doesn't even use his flash in there as well. This seemed like a trade that you could have gotten away with rather easily. They both dedicated to it, and they got the counter kills, but still.
Well, Meteos lingering. Double buffs up. Bjergsen got that ignite, but they need to get to Kira and his egg. Damashq is relatively nearby. Let's see for the
Oh.
engage. Bjergsen is going to hop and skip over the stun. Flash for flash as Meteos comes in. Kira's been egged. Flash over from Damashq. He connects with a cocoon, but it will not
They're gonna
matter.
get him too.
A turret shot takes down Meteos. Double kill for Team Fire. And Bjergsen and Meteos walk out alive.
You have to know the damage output of the Kindred early game. It is so high. The Qs, the auto attacks, they're woven in, and you can't really see them all hit at the same time. It is a gigantic burst.
I mean, Bjergsen played that pretty well. He was acting stupid. Like, he kept eating auto attacks over and over and over until Kira was like, I can kill this guy, I can kill Bjergsen, I kill Faker, I can kill Bjergsen too, but no. Again, you know, use Q first, Bjergsen, title person just jumps over, then Meteos comes in. Pretty simple gank overall, and yeah, if it was 1v1, maybe Kira, but right now we're playing 2v1.
And this is scary for IWC. They picked up some kills in lane yesterday by surprising maybe the LCK squad. North America not falling prey. They've already got themselves 1,000 gold advantage and sitting pretty. But double FCS is hurting in this bottom lane.
Exactly. They've been able to zone him off of this, and as Twitch, it's actually a very big problem because you need to be able to keep ahead of the curve as Twitch because the whole point of it is to have those mid-game spikes.
Now the problem is actually that way back to level 1. Hang on, we see an exchange here. Again, Bjergsen hasn't E'd yet, so he's waiting with that E every time to cancel out the Anivia Q. The problem in the bot lane is, yes, they traded kills evenly and Double got first spot, but the wave was pushing towards IWC from that level 1, and the experience advantage was still on the IWC lineup. Bjergsen now in with some zone, has a double buffs available, so he's playing stronger. But in that bot lane, Doublelift had to concede a lot of CS because the lane was technically frozen there by Demonko by the time Lex got back, so still a pretty tough bot lane for the NA squad.
Doing a little bit to pull themselves back up. Aframu's heals, as well as that wind speakers, will at least help out somewhat. But Meteos is in a good position. Think about a dive. Bjergsen's getting close to Chum the Waters. There's a big level disparity between him and Kira as well, thanks to that kill much earlier on.
And if you have Egg, you can actually play a little different against Biz with Chum the Waters, but if you're sitting on no Egg, then your entire playstyle changes because Bjergsen can die on their tower if he tries to take down Anivia plus Egg, but Bjergsen can just immediately swoop in and get out alive, so Kira under a lot of pressure, even though Meteos is spotted.
This is actually pretty interesting for Meteos. He went straight for the Caulfield's Warhammer instead of getting more EXP from having the jungle items, and that just says immediately he's looking to kill people in the jungle. He's looking to roam around. He's already marked Elise, so Damashq is like, oh, he's looking for me. So this is just clearly indicative of what Meteos wants to do. He's telegraphing what he's trying to accomplish here. So you can actually just skirt around that by continuing to farm opposite side of the jungle and not have to deal with him at all.
And that's exactly what Aframu said in the pre-game interview, that it was dealing with Meteos and giving him some pointers that was going to help them out today. So some props to Meteos, 101. We've not really talked too much about those top laners. Dyrus in a bit of a farm matchup against this Gangplank. Got himself a small CS lead and teleport advantage as well. We'll see if Dyrus opts to use that or run back to lane, because that's going to be a win of opportunity with that unstoppable force.
You want to hold that so you have the unstoppable force TP combo.
Yep, he's playing against a guy that solo killed Martin, but the thing is, Dyrus actually, now that he has retired, is leveling new accounts, so he has dealt with a lot of Smurfs overall. This one is no different.
Oh my god.
Get out.
This is Boo, yes! Feed me that Boo.
Oh my god. You've been around for
Oh, bottom.
there's the TP.
There's the teleport. Chum the Waters finds Demonko. Dyrus throws the unstoppable force down, and Demonko follows shortly. Now Lex is caught between a Krug, a Meteos, and Lamb. Lamb's respite is not available yet for Meteos. Cocoon finds Doublelift. And the rest of the North American squad will happily take the tower, and look at all that CS to be denied as well.
Yeah, but look at the opportunity cost. So this is a 5-man bot lane party. This is Forgiven's worst nightmare overall. But they only get one kill. Lex did a beautiful flash there and forced a little damage on Meteos. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Smurf playing a champion that is incredibly weak in the early game gets some leeway right here. This tower doesn't really go down very quickly. The opportunity cost of this play may be too high.
It's quite interesting how Bjergsen got there without Kira doing anything about it. Because what happened was he shoved the middle wave up, Kira had to deal with it, and then there's a pink ward in that side right river bush, and then there's a pink ward behind their red. So he went all the way down their not being spot.
And this is the way you play the matchup. Hang on, Demonko gets caught.
Let's find out.
Ooh.
Bubble throws him up in the air. There's a little bit of support from Damashq. The lantern's available. Tidal Wave will not find a target, and Demonko needs to flash away, but he stays alive.
You were talking about the Anivia Fizz matchup.
Yeah,
you keep getting to this point.
Yeah, every time I start talking about that matchup, some action happens. You guys be boring, please. Nah, he uses the ultimate, doesn't throw the E. He basically fakes out Bjergsen, then Bjergsen tries to dodge the potential E that's coming in with Playful Trickster. Then you instantly Q when he lands, because you can telegraph that. Bjergsen, once the landing animation starts, he can't change direction unless he flashes. Double damage from a stun into an E, and then Bjergsen last that rate heavily.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup pre-6 when she doesn't have the ultimate on Anivia's side, because it's then whoever uses an ability first, whether you use Q or Fizz uses E. But then after 6, you can keep baiting that out and keep faking him out with the E. I think that's actually a great shift in this matchup here, because then the execution goes on to Fizz, and that's where the burden ends up going. Especially since he doesn't have the same type of scaling that Kira does on that Anivia.
Well, luckily for Bjergsen, he's keeping even in CS, got himself a kill, some assists, so, you know, the risk of being falling behind in lane, not really a problem. But Kira is invested for this late game. Already picked up that tier, starting to stack that.
Yeah, instead of Catalyst, that's a risky approach. If the jungler shows up at any time, you're probably going to die and lose your egg. Many Anivias seem to be starting Catalyst.
Yeah, Rod got buffed as well, just flat 20 AP when you first buy it. So
I mean,
it's,
you still want both, but a lot of people prefer to go Catalyst, tier, finish Rod, and then move on to building it. Just because of the amount of times if you get it early, you level up so often, that proc pays so many dividends overall. But if all you're doing is wave clear, tier is the more efficient to build, but it's a very greedy approach.
See if Meteos goes for the punish there. It just looks like Meteos is trying to control the jungle at this point. Went over to the other blue. Now he's going to hand this one off to Bjergsen and see if he can get a leg up in that matchup.
But the few times Meteos has shown and has resulted in some kills and some presence, so, you know, good early game impact on this Kindred. But now all of a sudden there's a window of opportunity for the CIS region. Teleport is available for Smurf. He's been sitting on quite a lot of gold, in fact. Just spent it on that Phage and the Greaves. And Smurf is going to TP up. So any possibility is going to be reliant on that cannon barrage. Nothing else. Well, let's see what CIS can do. Still 1,000 gold down. Tempo is slowed down, but all of the ultimates are available for North America. Some Playful Tricksters to dodge the damage and walks out of the set.
Yeah, so top lane right now is a no gank, so mid is playing very far back, especially doesn't want to go aggro because of the counter engage potential with that tier build. So all the action is going to be on bottom. That's why we saw the Elise pink ward and now sneaking in, but Doublelift and Afrin were playing with enough respect. So right now, that's why NA is doing the counter play. They're roaming 3-man top. Just a normal gank's not enough. But the conversion here leaves the top part of the map completely exposed.
Smurf is going to use the cannon barrage to try and clear out the wave. Chum the Waters will hold him in place. Dyrus flashes to stay alive. Bubble throws up Lex into the air. Demonko gets pulled in by the Fate's call, and he lobs back forward onto Doublelift. Rat-a-tat-tat, the rat will go splat. Demoshke finds the cocoon. Doublelift is being tagged up. A Rend will secure a kill. IWC in a 3v2. They find themselves at least one. Goes back in. He gets them back onto the spider. Now Lex will not have enough auto attack to kill Afro. Afro gets out alive. Dyrus is running them down. He needs a seismic shard. It's not enough to kill Lex. Lex will use the Pierce to get out, and he manages to stay alive.
If he can keep him around here, though, Bjergsen is running down here. He could be able to dive him, because tier 2 turrets don't give you a shield anymore either.
Let's find out. Bjergsen does not have Chum. He does have Flash, and he may not commit for this one. Does back out, and Lex and Demonko. Whew, that was close.
It hurts though.
Oh, yeah.
That was a really poorly executed fight. The critical support in me is dying. There were so many misplays. Doublelift and Afro played it well though overall. They kind of got baited in by the amount of like misplays on the IWC side. Like, these guys, what are they doing? We can take them. Then Elise showed up. Really good aggressive flash from Afro though. He still survived, because if you don't execute with the Rend, obviously, you can't put any more new stacks until the ability comes off cooldown, and that's what happened there. He wasn't getting any Rend stacks on him. Also due to Q from the Kalista, so good play by Afro move. Room for improvement on Lex and Demonko's side.
Solid 6.5 out of 10.
Yep.
Is that fair?
Fair enough.
So take a look at Smurf. He's now earned himself a CS advantage thanks to Dyrus leaving lane. I think it's going to be enough for Smurf to finish off that Triforce. We'll see if he decides to go for the Essence Reaver. Something that we would maybe like to see. Really synergizes with the whole GP kits.
It just sounds so strong. Like, what do you get? You get AD, you get CDR. The more crit you get, the more CDR you get overall. So it sounds like a great item for him, but might still want to go IE second and then buff it all up with the Reaver third. Maybe you need some more defense. I don't really play Gangplank that often. I'm not that guy.
He's tough. He's tough. Every time I play him, it's like, hold up here! Barrels everywhere! And I totally suck at him. But
wow.
because they got that bot lane turret, it freed up Afro Moon, it frees up Doublelift to make all these plays around the map. And because it's a Twitch, this puts a lot of pressure on a lot of members of the team.
Exactly. Yesterday's NA strength was the roaming, and Doublelift is actually going to do that. He is 0-2 and 3, has the BF and the Zeal right now, getting behind Kira. Kira's all spells on cooldown. This opens up for Doublelift.
Tidal Wave will not knock him up, but Expunge will hit a lot. Knocked away from Kira.
Correct!
That is your 1v1 champion from IWCA, picking up the kill on Doublelift.
That's actually such an interesting mechanic because normally you can't flash auto attacks. Once the projectile launches and is locked onto you, it will follow you after flash. But the way Twitch gets changed, we see Smurf duke it out with Meteos here.
Oh, Smurf popped that barrel a little too early. Meteos, Don Severos, he goes forward. There's a 2-level deficit. Lamb's Respite will keep him alive. He's going to get the heal and shoot Q out. Whoa! Meteos with the swagger.
That's knowing the limitations of Kindred. You can tell that Meteos has cheesed a couple people with his champion.
Gotta wait, gotta be patient.
Well, 3-0-1 and his job. Doublelift, he's back for round 2.
If at first you don't succeed.
Try again. Opts against it this time round.
They did end up losing their bot lane turret, though. We have to take another look at that.
Yeah.
That was beautiful.
All spells go down, which means it opened up for an opportunity. Afro misses the tidal wave, and here right here. This flash, this projectile usually... Okay, the next one. I lied. Yeah, the observers told me. Because Twitch's ultimate doesn't make it so it's a targeted projectile, it just goes in a line, kind of, because it wants to hit multiple people. That's when you can actually start flashing it. I never even realized in that extent that you could really use it for an outplay potential, because he did need the time to get that RE combination off. He didn't do it early enough. It's a projectile trailed. He would have just gotten egged and Doublelift would have survived and likely killed Kira. So, really smart play.
Yeah, I thought he was going to survive and kill him while he's in the egg with that flying E there. And just that one tick of the R, the chill, just barely being on it long enough for that.
If only it was... Hang on.
That's a lot of damage.
Back in the day, whenever you typed in chat when you were in egg form, it was Eggnivia. So, it actually would have been Eggnivia has slain Doublelift.
Well, would have been that way. Trinity Force completed there for Smurf. IWC, they've slowed the tempo down somewhat, but they're still hemorrhaging gold, they're still hemorrhaging control, because the NA squad is almost completely unlocked and roaming. Look at some of your first items. Doublelift, in fact, picking up the Hurricane first, spam out that poison, and multi-contaminates down. Cannon Barrage helping out, or rather hindering, NA squad, so that will at least stop the Rift Herald for now.
Yeah, Doublelift is basically building as if he was picked Ballista here.
Yep.
He's pretty much going to try to do the same thing with Contaminate, get the Contaminate stacks on people and then try to pop them. But it doesn't reset and it doesn't do the same type of mechanic. I actually not a huge fan of that buy on Twitch because Twitch just has such a huge Mickey and power spike. If you get the Yumas, it's in such a good spot now too.
Yeah. Still trying to figure out the late game. If he pops the ulti and then he has the AoE bolts, how that exactly works together. Now that Twitch can crit as well. That's the difference with Runans. Now the bolts can't crit, so late game Twitch can actually get really disgusting.
It's funny because the bolts can crit, but we cut the damage in half of the bolts. So if they crit, they go back to normal damage values.
Still works.
Yeah.
It does give them a little bit of wave clear if he walks into the wave, at least, so...
We'll see if NA ever forced to be in that position. Monko put a box down. Afromoose flashes out, so assume a death sentence connected. Kira's now in trouble, will not have his egg available to him. Meteos and Bjergsen find a very easy kill, and this will lead to a lot of damage on that tower.
Really good side lane pressure, forcing people to put too much defense on the side lanes, leaving Kira completely exposed in the mid lane. Dyrus have 3-lane on the bottom, even forced Smurfs to teleport, so IWC needs to be a little more proactive. They can't commit to 3 members in the top side of the map if they don't get any value out of it.
No way to defend this tower with either Smurf or Kira not in place. And Smurf teleported down to defend the bottom in a turret. So Dyrus is now going to have teleport advantage, a large gold advantage, map control. It's just a matter of where North America decides to push, because they got all the tools to take any objective.
Yeah, more importantly, if Dyrus connects with Kira, that is like the only magic damage on the side of IWC. Yes, at least does a little bit, but it's not enough to take a tanky Malphite down. That means Malphite can just soak up the double 80 damage from the Gangplank and from Lexus Kalista there in the backline. So it is really paramount that Kira manages to flash that ulti. Might even be worth getting Distortion Boots, but the way Anivia builds right now is there's actually not an early Boots upgrade. Very easy Malphite ultis, if not for Flash.
Well, Dyrus with Flash available is going to make that even easier. And you know, I got to call him out, because He was looking for suggestions on Twitter on which champion to play. I submitted Kha'Zix. He disregarded that.
Rightfully so.
And went,
Who
you know,
listens to you anyways?
North America trying to help out Team Fire, looking to pick up another 100 points. They trail 150 to Team Ice, so quite a lot on the line here.
That tweet you're actually talking about, he didn't say what champion, he said, what should I play today? My favorite response was League of Legends.
Oh, pedantic. So pedantic. But
Those are my
technically
favorite.
correct is the best kind of correct after all. Number Lift's going to be clearing out these waves, and as you mentioned, NA on a strong lead, had pretty good vision yesterday. It's just a matter of picking a target and going for it.
NA is playing the macro game better though. This continues pushing on the side lanes, really uncontested. IWC is only challenging once in their jungle, but that puts you so far behind in map control and tempo. They have the one saving grace, which is the Scuttle Crab. See Rift Talon, there's no Baron, easily take that in vision.
Who's going to pick this up? Cannon Barrage again being thrown down, and
Whoa.
CIS team is nearby, so that should, at the very least, mean it's not going to be secured until the Herald swaps
side
out for
thing.
Baron.
Yeah. But Dyrus back to the bottom lane, no teleport, no global ultimate, so he's going to put some pressure, and then we can see again how NA is going to use that pressure on the other side of the map. Right now you'll see very passive posturing, top left, or in the mid lane right here.
Ooh.
Trying to get some vision in, it can get punished because it is 5v4 on the map on that side, so Meteos has to chill a little bit.
A lot of damage when Smurf is able to connect with those barrels. Comes up the BF sword and those two long swords, so continuing to stack up. I think if given enough time, CIS may be able to thwart the wave pressure, but the problem is, again, teleport advantage for Dyrus. He's just going to keep split pushing.
Yeah.
Bjergsen is coming to help. I think this tower may even fall in this next wave. Let's see if they decide to commit for it.
Now it's just counting dots.
Okay, this one gives them an engaged top, though.
Double lift is caught. Demonko pulls him back. Lamb's respite will keep double lift alive. Even going to be enough time for him to heal. Kira's down in the bottom lane, and Smurf is finally moving top, but it's just smoke and mirrors.
Back and forth, back and forth. The difference here is that NA is playing proactive and IWC is playing reactive. The second NA team realizes that there's more people that they can deal with in the bottom lane, they go back off, they play passive, and they go aggressive on the other side of the map right here. That's the complete opposite from IWC. They see players, they're like, oh, let's fight him, and they end up in numbers disadvantage continuously.
And they need to do this, though, because when you're up against a Anivia, she's just going to wave clear instantaneously, and the lack of wave clear on this NA squad means you have to make plays just like this. They see them, though.
Tiny bit. Cannon Barrage will only be up in a few seconds here. Baron is taking a very, very long time.
Oh.
4,500 hit points. North America have once again been thwarted from the giant purple beast. This time around, it's Baron that's interrupted, not Herald.
Yeah, this leaves a big window here because IWC is group where their strength is strong. Remember, in Champs, like we were talking about how good they were at sieging right now. Baron isn't taken. That's the opportunity cost of a failed Baron attempt. Mid lane is open. There's no side lane pressure anymore. Everybody has the base router, and suddenly all the map pressure that NA was building up suddenly is lost.
Oh, IWC going to need a few more of those mistakes from NA if they want to claw back this deficit they find themselves in. Still 4,000 gold. But they're growing in power. That rod is almost fully stacked for Kira. BF sword and the recurve bow for Lex. He's getting closer towards what I assume was going to be that Hurricane next. I
am not a big fan of what Bjergsen's been doing with his trinket. It's not a red trinket yet, and he keeps sitting in these brushes trying to get picks on people, and he has no way to sweep it. So this just keeps stunting him from actually picking people off. And he's trying to flank them and do these things. You need to get that trinket. You need to swap that out.
Yeah, or just get more pink wards. Pink wards so valuable in this patch. 75 gold for a ward that probably nobody will find anyways because they're too lazy to look in a brush where they're walking through. And it removes vision. It's cheap. Everybody buy a pink ward, maybe two. You'll win games.
Trust the support to deliver that message. Brought to you by All-Star.
Brought to you by Supports Incorporated. We value your vision.
I do want to talk a little bit about jungling here, because Meteos has had actually a really good tournament so far. In the previous game, his Zac was really, really good.
Yep.
And in this game, his Kindred...
How did that end up for you?
We don't talk about
Yeah.
it. It's too soon. Too soon. Give us...
It was all fine until the accident happened.
Yep. Which we can blame on Double Lift, right? It's not
Yes.
Zac's fault, so...
Well, they didn't have a leader. They have no coach. Dash
Exactly.
is slacking. But Meteos, his stacks, he's only got 3 right now. He hasn't been able to actually go into these jungle camps and actually pick them up and get all of these stacks. So Meteos has been trying to kill people and get pressure, but that's started to slow down. But once you get to this point as Kindred, where you've pushed in those outer turrets, you should be getting these stacks so that you can do a quick Baron. And he only has 3 still.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a few more. Because CIS are starting to group up. Everybody has every spell available, with the exception of one summoner on the side of NA. But look at the grouping. Dyrus up top with teleport. The rest of NA immediately see an opportunity. Peel for the middle lane. Unstoppable force onto Lex. Chum the Waters finds him as well. And that bunny rabbit is happy. Double bubble will lock up Dimashkir and Dimonko. And Meteos will throw some autos onto that inner turret. Bjergsen goes golden after dashing through a minion. He's going to flash as well. Better safe than sorry. There's no unstoppable force available, but there is a tidal wave. A double barrel chain. Dimonko's going in, but there's no support. The tower falls as Lamb's Respite keeps everybody alive. Dimonko flashes out. I don't think the poison will kill him, but North America have got themselves some kills, have got themselves a tower, and will peel away safely.
Meteos wants that stack there. 4 stacks for Meteos.
Only they brought a pink ward, man. We could double it. Just saying. And that was actually a really good engage from Dyrus, because generally Dyrus Malphite ultis are really easily flashed, especially on 8 ping, but if you don't expect that he's actually going to go for the play, it really didn't look like there was any opportunity to actually get that into a kill, but good synergy there from Dyrus and Bjergsen, just saying go, immediately evaporating opposition there.
Lift using the stealth to his advantage. Playing a living ward and decides against it. So Dragon number 1 will at least be a small solace, and for IWCA, they've got themselves an Essence Reaver on Smurf. I actually talked about this yesterday, how in Melbourne, the teams went for 5 of those blue trinkets. They've done it again, Cyrene.
This vision is actually quite strange because it's permanent. You can put as many of them out as possible. They just stay forever. The only problem is your only wards are your Sight Stone, and then you have the Warding Smite, but you have no way to remove the enemy wards from their Sight Stone.
It's a good approach if you're behind. Hang on.
Oh, Smurf is going to get knocked up. Bjergsen, wow, that's just so much damage, and Smurf maybe way in enemy territory.
I mean,
you got no vision.
Doesn't matter if like you have the wards, you still gotta watch your minimap.
Yeah.
He saw them coming. But yeah, overall, those 5 blue trinkets, it works if you're playing. It's a very heavy pick composition that tries to wait in bushes. You just have the safety check. You don't really want to get close enough to ward that, because generally right now warding range gets you killed. And if all you want to do is deny Baron baits, it's impossible to bait Baron against this. You can rush it, but you can't simply just bait it, because all the face checks will get denied. So in that sense, it does make sense, but I would like to see it improved or upgraded Sidestone at least.
Oh, double lift.
Kira has found double lift, but it will not be able to kill him. The heal of the QSS came out. Kira's been egged. He will get dropped shortly. Dimonko uses the Fate's Call, knocks up a few members of North America, but for little effect.
Bjergsen.
The auto attacks come down, and double lift finds one more. Bjergsen, playful tricksters out, and Smurf not even able to pick that one up. North America have got 4. Chains the barrels together for Smurf. It will slow down the push, but little less than that. Tower down, inhibitor next to North America. They have a numbers advantage. There is another line of minions, safeties to back away, bravados to go for the Nexus.
And more importantly, Korea only managed to get killed by IWC 4 times, NA only 3 times so far. So simple math dictates NA greater than KR.
I'll trust your professional opinion on that one, but here's the team fight again.
Pink ward. Look at the beauty that brings to you. But then 4v5, they have the right concept, just need to nail the execution. That was a beautiful pink ward, beautiful engage. Do it with 5 people, and I'm a fan. Overall, instant reaction from Team Fire. They knew they could win the fight, so they just plowed on through. And then Bjergsen, whoop.
Yeah, you're lacking Smurf at that point, but speaking of lacking somebody.
Lex, whoop.
Gets popped.
Yep.
Still 3 times. That's the one thing to lose.
Still 3 times, okay. That's what we're playing for.
Oh, looking.
The chilly spooky ghost, they're going to slow Dimashkir. Double it, sidesteps the cocoon. He's going to get all his autos down. The barrels, chunk him with 400. He gets the heal from Afromu, and he's dunked by Smurf. Red buff ticking away. Smurf is looking for a serving of sushi. There is no flash available, but the red buff is slowing Afro. Barrel comes up, it's sidestep. Smurf is looking for more.
Looking another!
5 deaths!
And the order is restored.
Right, teleport can't. Oh! Hashtag All-Star Big Plays.
Fire Dyrus.
What I love about that is seeing everybody laughing, including the North American players. Double lift and Aframu.
Bjergsen has like the biggest grin on his face right now.
And I can see the other regional casters as well going, oh, Dyrus. So,
Well, both of them went for it. Bjergsen launched in too. It's not only Dyrus. That was really good timing, but teleport got cancelled.
It's that trust fall. You're going for it. Oh, I'm committing.
I mean,
Committed.
we're a team.
so North America just have to close this one out. They do have themselves an inhibitor down in the bottom lane. A monumental lead. And it's just a matter of sieging up. To be fair, they do need to deal with the Anivia wave clear. And the Gangplank wave clear. But they've got tools to do so.
You have to be a little careful, though, because these 4 members that are on the top side of the map away from Bjergsen can do this Baron really quickly. Meteos now has 7 stacks of his passive. That's 8.75% of current health. It is capped against monsters in some way, shape, or form, but it's so fast.
TLDR, it hurts.
Yes.
Let's see, Damashkin in a little bit of trouble. We'll have the support of Demonko and the Lantern. And Bjergsen's making his way up. Fate's Call has been primed. Kira, he's left on the wrong side of the river. Meteos is in trouble. Lamb's Respite will delay the proceedings and nobody can go down. Lex gets out of the Lamb's Respite and gets dropped. Meteos follows shortly thereafter, and they are just trading. This will be cleaning house for North America. Smurf, the last man remaining. He's going to at least pop a barrel onto Bjergsen. Prep another one, and there's
He might be able to
no
get both
follow.
if he plays this perfectly.
Oh, I doubt that. Let's see what Smurf can do. Continuing to run. Bjergsen. Dun-dum. Dun-dum.
They're just playing with them. You're not supposed to.
Oh, no!
Oh, Dyrus let him in.
Well done, Smurf.
Oh, they want more.
Them barrel mechanics. North America peeling their way to the middle lane. Gonna try and knock down another tower. And the spooky Aframu ghosts will at least interrupt and disrupt Damashkin and Demonko. But again, NA, they're not backing away. Chum the Waters is up for Bjergsen.
Yeah, but that fight though, that was really nice. There were a couple nice outplays there. Really good spacing as we wait for the pick. Hopefully nobody face check so we can finish the story. Like Kira had a really good wall there, keeping the enemies at bay there, but Bjergsen played that beautifully. Waited for the E from Kira to start traveling before his Zhonya, so they wasted a lot of cooldowns. Overall, NA won that fight, I believe, like 3 against 5, so solid play there. I think they know. Shh.
They were waiting for
If you wait long enough, people generally tend to, like League players, suffer from some amnesia. Even though they saw you enter the brush, they never saw you leave. They'll still face check you eventually.
Let's see.
They're not a Baron. They're not a Dragon.
Where can they be?
Ah, the minigame's over now. Bottom inhibitor's going to respawn shortly. The rest of IWC on the middle lane, and Double Lift is making his way down. So, I mean, Afro's still chilling in that bush with Cyrus. Get some s'mores, guys. Build a tent. Chill out. Well, I think when the minions hit the tower, Meteos is in trouble. Lamb's Respite will buy some time. Tidal Wave comes in as well. Bjergsen's looking for one. So it's a kill advantage to IWC. Bjergsen got stunned, got cocooned, but there's nothing more to follow. 3-man unstoppable force with Double Lift down. This could be trouble. They've killed Demonko, North America. Bjergsen is going to hop away and kill the ward. Overall, IWC win the fight, 1 for 2.
The IWC, they had vision on Baron. They knew that the only pick could be made in the bottom right of their screen, so they just engaged somewhere in the middle where they have safety in numbers. Probably open, we didn't see it, but Alexis Fate's Call is on cooldown, so it's probably what they used.
So starting to see some clear weaknesses in this North American All-Star squad. Mid to late game, no clear shot caller.
It's so strange, too, because the bot lane has just this open inhibitor now. It was respawning during this time, and they weren't even pushing the opposite side. Meteos gets walled in. He also gets pulled out of his Rams Respite here and gets killed before it's even over. Really well played there. But then, as soon as Dyrus goes in, Double Lift is already off of the map. Boom.
Wow, that's so much damage from
And
Smurf.
now they don't have damage here.
Yeah, really good battle control there from Smurf, and the Fate's Call used to finish off Double Lift overall, so he just got insta-gift. Gotta watch that range, especially when you're playing Twitch. Gotta make use of that ultimate.
We're starting to see some, again, the IWC players, individually and mechanically, they're making some great plays. We're late enough in the game that our Smurf has got an Infinity Edge completed. Archangel's completed for Kira. He's got a needlessly large rod, but probably working towards, let's get touching that in a second.
Oh, two-man.
Dyrus has found his targets. Demonko's going to get pulled back by the Fate's Call, and the Bunny Rabbit is repelled. Dyrus gets caught by the Flay, but Demonko doesn't want that. Shut down from Lex onto Bjergsen. That's a gigantic bounty spread across the CIS region. But the barrels and the damage from the poison means Double Lift has killed Lex. Kira gets egged and comes back to life. It's a 1-for-1. But it's not over yet. Barrels onto Afro. Oh! Short. Afro was able to flash away. North America, though, they may have got some time. They've got a gigantic banner of command minion onto the turret, and now Kira, he's in trouble. He's got the auto attacks. Double F sidesteps the stun and buys himself a pigeon for dinner.
You're seeing the compositional weaknesses here from North America's side show, but they're going to keep going right now. Not sure if they're going to get too much.
Tomoko maybe anticipating the QSS. He's now in trouble. Meteos is going to get the kill credit. Inhibitor will drop. It's 35 seconds before Kira is up, and Double Lift will get himself a kill onto Damashke. No, I take it back. Flash forward from Meteos, he gets himself another. Now Lex is in trouble. Lamb's Respite will keep Meteos alive. The Nexus will be dropping in North America. They toyed with our hearts, but they will be closing this game out. The Banner of Command Empowered Minion will help them. An ace against the CIS, and North America get 100 points for Team Fire.
And now only 50 points between Team Fire and Team Ice right now. It's getting closer. That's one fun game mode away. If they can take the AD carry mode, they'll even up the score of this entire tournament.
Yeah. Just a fun game overall. I had fun watching that game. I really enjoyed it. So it was the good mix between the band word tryhard and just fun gameplay. A couple mistakes made it fun to watch. And yeah, good job to the IWC guys for playing so well from behind, and then NA, good job for giving them the room to at least give us an entertainable game. But they took it down in the end.
It was quite worrisome there, because if that game had gone on a little bit longer, Smurf with that 40% CDR and that crit and how he was playing on that gangplank, he was just getting warmed up. And then Cure on the Anivia, it would have spelled disaster. So props to both of these teams.
Yeah, very well played. Smurf's gangplank showing up that game. Kira's Anivia was decent. He had some very good plays in the 1v1, but you just didn't feel in the team fights.
I think he adapted very well. So he learned more about the matchup as he was playing it, and that's generally the mark of good players, because the first two Qs that he threw out weren't as great because you